Looks somewhat complex, doesn't it? But welcome back. No, it does not. This is the lab that we're going to be using throughout EIGRP, but I think I showed it to you already. If I didn't, there it is. Okay. And you see we have redundancy, not full redundancy, but we have redundancy because we could have thrown cables down this way, down that way, but the bean counters won't let us do that. All right. So, but we have enough to create what we need to create. And even though you see it so complex, because we will be doing certain things like load balancing and tweaking and stuff like that, we're just going to do right now, when we get inside this particular lab, we're just going to do the very basics. The IP address is already there. By this point, you should know how to put an IP address on the interface, whether it be a serial or a fast Ethernet. Put the clock rate, turn it on. So you should be okay with that. You can see here the networks, but I want you to notice that they're all 10s. Everything's a 10. We're in the class A. All right. So, enough said. Let's get inside the lab and get this done. See you there. All right, everybody, here we are inside the EIGRP lab. Yes, I know it says basic, but we're going to use this lab over and over again for the advanced configurations as well. But what we're going to do is just basic configuration, all right, of the actual routing protocol. So over here, you can see we have all 10 networks, right? We have a set of 30 for each one because they're all point to point. So let's go to router 0, which is this router right here. We got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. But we have another network. You see other networks in between. All right. So let's go ahead and configure EIGRP. Remember, it is an advanced distance vector routing protocol. So we go router, EIGRP, and the autonomous system that we want, which is 120. We go network, not class full, distance vector, even though it's advanced distance vector, 10.0.0.0. Okay. And then we do no auto hyphen summary. Control Z, WR, which you know you guys can do on the test. All right. So let's go ahead and pick router 1. Yes, I have them all open already for you. But let's make life easy for us. Router, EIGRP, 120, network, 10.0.0.0, because it'll summarize it. It does summarize just like RIP version 2. No auto hyphen summary. Then we'll do a WR. Then a couple enters there. We'll do Control A, Control C. And then all we got to do, let's get rid of that notepad right there. Go to config T, conf T, paste. Then we go to the next router. That was router 1. Then we go to router 2. Conf T, paste. See that? You see how it's building adjacencies? Awesome. Let's go to router 3. Config T. And there's the reality, ladies and gentlemen. I can tell you right now, everybody copies and pastes. So learn how to do that. Even on the CCIE exam, they allow you to do that. So as long as you know where to put it. I know that I was told one time back in the day, either know it or know where to get it. All right, so 4, router 4, or I did router 4, okay. Router 5, config T, and we're going to go ahead and paste that right there. Boo! And then last router, config T. Oh, not copy, paste. All right, and then should have done WR way up there, sure did. Let's go back to router 0. Let's maximize this big boy. And let's take a look at what we have. Show IP route. Boom. And we have right there all our networks that we're learning. We're learning about the 10.1.1.8, the 10.1.1.12, the 10.1.1.16, the 10.1.1.20, the 10.1.1.24. All right, you can see the administrative distance of EIGRP, which is 90, and the metric. But later in our course, we will be learning about, very important, show IP EIGRP topology. And we'll get into that once we get to that particular lab, what these numbers mean, and we'll learn how the actual protocol gets it. Okay? So that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is a basic configuration of RIP. And what I've always said, ooh, let me close this. Let's go to router 0. All right. Is this router 0? No, this is router 1. Let's go to router 1, 0. Oh, what happened? Oh, I must have closed 0. All right, router 1, doesn't matter. Router 1. All right. But what I've always said, here we are in router 1, which is this router right here. And I'm going to ping all the way over here. Okay, we're going to ping the 10.1.1.17, which is this side of that particular interface. And it got there. It got there. So we do have connectivity, and we can check each and every one, but we know we have connectivity across the network. Basic configuration of EIGRP. One command you cannot forget. All right, no auto summary. And I will explain this. I want you to remember that, what I just said. Don't forget no auto summary for disinfector routing protocols. And this is a disinfector, advanced disinfector. It's a disinfector nonetheless. But I'll explain something later on in the course about wildcard masking. All right, I'm not going to get into it right now. So I'll see everybody outside the lab. All right. All right. Dude, that was fast. That was simple, quick, right? All we had to do was advertise one network. You saw what happened with the RIP, that it went back to the class A, right? I put in 10.1.1.4, it goes to the 10.0.0.0. That happened in RIP. It would have happened here the same thing. So why do that? But then we even got quicker, didn't we? We said, we're going to go ahead and get not lazy. We're going to get efficient. We're going to use Notepad. We're going to put the configuration in Notepad, and then we're just going to copy paste all the way through. Now, some people in the real world are going to tell you, don't copy paste. That's not the way you learn. Okay, I can see that. But guess what? Everybody copy paste. They have their spreadsheets. They have their Notepad files with the configurations, because the only thing that really changes sometimes are bandwidth speeds, IP addresses, maybe the host names. Okay, that's it. But it's the same thing. It's the same configuration. So just have it on Notepad. Copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. You saw how quick that was. But what I wanted to point out simply was that is the basic and that is the normal type of configuration that we used in the original CCNA. Okay, and I believe you will still do it that way. What you need to pay attention to, that everything is on the same autonomous system. I can't stop that. And if you are going to configure it like we just did, all right, that you put that no auto summary. You will see when we configure with wildcard mask that won't be a necessity. All right, but if you're going to use the class full boundary of the address, then you must put in the no auto summary that tells it to send out the updates. Okay, when it sends out the updates, to send out the summary mask. All right, but that's it. Very simple. A lot of routers, a little redundant. It gets redundant after a while, but everything was working just fine. Now we start getting to other things, but once we get there, we'll learn them. See you next.